Welcome to the Informed and Oblivious podcast, episode 33. I am always traveling Phil, and this is Never Sleeping Raymond.
I sleep, just not when you're here anymore.
Yeah. And today we are talking about work. No, I'm kidding. We're not gonna go into detail on work. We might talk about work a little bit. I'm gonna field some complaints, just nondescript complaints about having to work in general, but not anything too specific. But I'm like, this is yet another pre-recorded episode because I will be traveling for work. Well, I'll be in the middle of traveling for work when this comes out. And I was just thinking about like that more and more today. I'm like, oh, God damn it. Having to do work for the next like 40 years of life is going to suck.
Yeah.
And our generation, that is probably the amount of time left. Because we're in our late 30s now. We will probably have to work into our 70s. Yeah. Isn't that crazy to think of, that we'll probably have to work into our 70s or 80s?
I mean, that's not super surprising. Yeah. Unless something changes and we miraculously have, a couple $1 million in our 401ks, then yeah, that's how it goes.
Yeah, I think the majority of the millennial generation is not going to be able to retire. I think they said, what did they say? They said, I was watching a thing on it recently. They said, I think it's 40% of boomers have enough saved where they could retire at their current standard of living. Mm-hmm. And they're like almost half. And it's like, no. The bigger number should be over half don't have enough to retire at their current standard of living.
It's not a good thing.
Yeah. And that's their current standard. So like, I don't know how like much of a dip that could be for like some of that, but I'm like, if the boomer generation, which was like the wealthiest generation in all of history, doesn't have enough money to retire, the fuck are we gonna do?
We're screwed. Yep.
We've gone through 2 economic crises in our working lifetimes, and it looks like we're about to go through a third. Like, I don't know. Most people that I know in the millennial generation have little to no savings whatsoever. Little to no retirement savings. Even the people that like do it like pretty consistently, I've taken peeks at their like 401ks. It's like nothing. It's barely keeping up with the pace of inflation, I would say.
Yeah, I think last I checked, I had like 36K in my 401k. Yeah.
Yeah, like the best one I've seen contributed to so far has 140K in it, but that is nothing. That like, and it took them from working like at, I would say like 25 to 40 to get that 140K. Yep. And it's like, the math ain't math in there. Yeah. You're gonna have what, another 200K saved up at that rate by the time that like you go to retire. So you're gonna retire with 300K in the bank.
Yeah,
you won't even be able to rent an apartment for a year at that point.
I'm not even putting anything in right now because my company matches nothing.
Yeah, that's not. Yeah, but it's not really a good strategy anyway. But before we go further into that, folks, and speaking of good strategies, a good strategy would be to like, subscribe, follow, hit that notification bell, share the show with everyone you know, and find us on YouTube, Rumble, Spotify, and TikTok. But also, as a side note to that, as always, folks, we are not financial advisors.
No.
Do not follow any of our financial advice. We are idiots, clearly. If we were financial experts, we wouldn't be doing this. So don't listen to that. But from what I understand, unless you're getting like the company match from your 401k, which like you're not, you're better off putting it in a Roth.
Yeah.
Which is a much lower contribution, but that Roth is a great retirement account, and then just take the rest and like put it in long-term investments anyway. Like stocks, bonds, whatever the fuck you want to do. Stuff that mirrors what you're doing in your Roth, just not a Roth. So it's easier to access it. But yeah, because people are like, oh yeah, but my 401k, The only benefit to a 401k is your company matching the funds being put in.
Yeah, because that's free money.
Yes.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you are literally better off in every other like way just doing your own personal investments.
Yeah.
And even with the fees that they charge, you're better off just getting a financial advisor and giving them the money and having them like invest it for you.
They'll manage it and change it as necessary. Yeah.
Yes, without like fees every time they do it, because you're paying them like, hey, I'm paying you for the year to do this, manage it.
Yep.
And then all of that you have access to.
Yep. Yeah. So yeah, I'm not putting anything to my 401k right now.
Yeah.
And before I started, I knew it was like a Roth or go crazy into, any other long-term investments. First goes my school loans, then it's going to go my car loans. So
Yeah.
I just finished paying off my federal school loans.
Nice.
Those are gone. Now I just have, I've got $9,000 left in my state loans.
Okay. Still government loans. No private loans.
Yeah. HESA. Yeah.
Huh. Can you declare bankruptcy and get out of state loans?
I don't think so.
Damn it. Because I know private loans you could declare bankruptcy and get out of. You can't get out of the federal one.
But also, I'm not declaring bankruptcy for $10,000.
No. I know. But like that's like the unethical life hack. You declare bankruptcy and it's gone. They're like, oh, but we got to take this. What are you going to take from me? I ain't got nothing. What are you going to take?
Maybe, I don't know.
But well, that was always the unethical life hack, right? You rack up a shit ton of like credit card debt, like private debt, and then you just declare bankruptcy.
Yep.
And like, yeah, it fucks your credit score, but like, who cares?
As long as they don't need to buy a car or rent a new apartment for the next 7 years, you're fine.
No, you just like buy the car and then you transfer it to somebody else's name. And they just let you drive it.
The problem is you can't buy it.
Huh? No. I'm saying before you do all this, you buy it with like all that.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and then you transfer it to their name.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but good luck doing that, folks. You need to be very savvy to do that. But yeah, before saving all that shit anyway, like the real strat is you got to pay off that high interest debt before you even worry about saving. Because unless your investments are outpacing the interest rate on credit card debt and personal loans, it is not worth doing the investment.
Yeah, so I've got 3 of the state loans left. 2 of which don't have it's like less than 1,000 each, and then the other one has the bulk of it, and that one's still 8.2%. So that one's gonna get paid down next, and then I'll tackle the car.
Yeah, it's so much fun, right? You're like, oh, sweet, I can't wait to get debt free at some point, and then as soon as you get debt free, you need to incur another debt.
Yay, capitalism.
It's not the thing that blows my mind with that. And I wish Trump would have done the shit that he said he was going to do, because it actually, in my opinion, it is usury. There is no reason whatsoever that the interest rates on credit cards should be anything above 10%. The government should come in and say, fuck you. You're already charging everybody processing fees to use your fucking cards in the first place. There is no reason why you need to just literally gouge the American people on top of that with 30% interest rates.
Extreme, yeah.
It's fucking insane. It should be capped at 10%, and if you cap credit cards at 10%, then all the other forms of loans would come down. Personal loans are only as high as they are because your credit card interest rate is 30%.
Yep.
If your credit card interest rate was lower, for things that aren't like real major purchases, you would
just
probably
put it on a credit card.
Exactly,
Yeah.
and you would pay it down. And that's how it should work. And then if you needed to do something larger, you would go to a personal loan at a lower rate, and then something larger than that, you get a mortgage or a home equity loan. And all of them cascading lower rates. That's how the system should work. But because there's no pressure on the top, and in fact, like I think some of the credit card companies are talking about going even higher interest rates.
What are they at now? Like 24, right?
No, I think the high end is like 30%. I think the highest like end like interest rate that you could get for like credit cards, if you look it up, I think is like 30% is what they'll go up to, uncapped.
Let's find out.
Which is just how that's not usury. I don't know.
What does usury mean?
It's basically like well, Actually, you could look that definition up when you're done too, because I don't want to. I know what it is in concept. I don't know how to describe it in a better definition. Even worse.
Yeah, some of them are at 36%. Holy shit.
Criminal.
That's insane.
You imagine that?
Uh-huh.
Fucking criminal.
What's the average rate? Average is over 20, so between 22 and 24 is the average. Yeah, okay. But still, Jesus Christ.
Even that's fucking ridiculous. But yeah, look up the definition for usury.
Usury, the illegal action or practice of lending money at unreasonably high rates of interest. Yeah, okay.
Yes, yeah. Which we're supposed to be protected from. And yet somehow credit card companies get away with fucking, we will lend you $100 at 30%.
Yeah.
It's like, what?
It's disgusting. Yeah.
Yeah. It's absolutely insane.
And yet they get away with it.
Well, yeah, because nobody at the top gives a shit. Because everybody at the top doesn't think debt's bad because they use debt to leverage their positions for everything. Mm-hmm. But that's good debt, not bad debt. And like understanding the difference of that, I recommend you guys listen to the book, or the guy that wrote the book, but also read the book / listen to the book as well. Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I'm dead serious. He explains like the difference like in that thinking of like, you know, as a poor kid, you're taught like don't have any fucking debt, never like owe anybody. That's a good thing. And then rich kids are taught take out as much debt as is humanly possible and leverage it against other things, but use the debt to buy things that make money. Mm-hmm. We never get told, well, not we, but like poor people never get told, well, also we, but but they never get told to use debt to buy things that make money. You use debt to buy things that lose money, like cars, like medical stuff, like TVs, cell phones, fucking all that shit.
Yep.
But the joke of that, though, is that what Rich Dad, Poor Dad doesn't really tell you is you kind of got to have some kind of capital to begin with in order to use that system.
Uh-huh. Yeah. If you go online and look for information on what's the best way to make money, it all starts with have money.
Well, yeah, but that's the problem. That's the system that we're in now, that you have to have money to make money. Back in the day, you could do what he was talking about when we had local banks. After the financial crisis in 2008 that collapsed all of the local banks, but let the big banks stay around because they're too big to fail. And the whole quantitative easing bullshit that we did because of that. You can't go to a local bank anymore and say, hey, Tim, I know you. I went to school with you. I grew up with you. You know me. I'm a hardworking guy. I have this business idea. This is what I want to do. This is how much money I need. And then you shake hands and they give you a loan at a reasonable rate for you to do that, and the bank made money, you made money, everybody was happy, and you invested in the community.
Now it's a terrific idea, but with your current credit score and assets, I just can't do it.
Yeah, no. And even when you have a good score and assets, they still deny you for like money, which is fucking insane. That's why, like, again, because all the stuff I wanted to do, I wanted to just get a personal loan at a longer term to cover it, but they're like, nah, we're not comfortable with that. So now you got to go through the more complicated headache process of a home equity loan. They're like, we don't want to put our shit on the line. We want to put your shit on the line. And I'm like, who cares? Like, what's the difference? They're like, yeah, but you might not pay it back. Okay, but I'm using it for my shit. So if I don't pay it back, you'll come and take my shit. And they'll be like, yeah, we will. But that takes a longer time than if you just leverage your shit against it, and then we automatically get to take your shit. Like, well, fuck you,
motherfuckers.
Yeah, it's such an asinine system, and all of that feeds back into, again, we'll have to work till we're 80. More than likely, we will. The millennial generation will probably be the first generation that the majority of them dies at their work. And that's a really fucking sad thing to think of. But I think the majority of millennials we're just going to keel over at our desk job one day. and we're just going to traumatize the youth as we drop like flies in office places. Well, because I think, I can't remember if that was part of the recording last time or not, but I told you about the fact that certain state, maybe I was talking to somebody else. Did I tell you about the whole financial responsibility for your parents thing that's they're trying to bring into play?
What do you mean?
So there's laws that hold you financially responsible for family members.
Huh.
Now, in most cases, they use it to have a parent be responsible for a child.
Yeah.
But what they have done recently in Pennsylvania, and they might start doing in other states where this is a rule, they have had children take care of their adult parents' financial responsibility. I.e., your parent is in a nursing home and they run out of funds to pay for it, and they come after you and garnish your wages to pay for it.
That's fucked.
And you're held legally responsible for it, so there's nothing you could do to get out of it. Yes, so if they start implementing that more and more, and there's no reason to think that they won't until the voting bloc that is the older generation dies off, because the more votes that you have, the more power you have in government, which is why nobody ever wants to talk about the fact that Social Security is going to be insolvent by 2030.
Yep.
They just keep saying, oh, no, you'll always get the same amount of like Social Security. Don't worry about it, because they want the old people to vote for them. and even then, they're still saying shit now. Like they want to raise the Social Security tax rate, I think, up to 15% from what it currently is, which is crazy. So 15% of your income is going to be taxed.
While you're on Social Security?
No. To pay for Social Security.
Okay.
Yeah, so they're talking about doing that instead of cutting the program down in size, whatever you're supposed to do. So as those people get older and older, when they run the risk of like, oh, well, now they're not going to be able to pay for their nursing homes, and the nursing homes are going to shut down. For it. No, they're going to start coming after us.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're going to start charging the younger generation more.
Yeah, you know how much a room at a nursing home costs per month?
It's insane. I know that it's so expensive that there are people who choose to just live on cruise ships instead of going to a nursing home.
Well, guess what the average cost per month is?
$5,000.
You are sorely mistaken. The average cost is $10K per month.
Oh my God.
Yes. Which means it costs $120,000 a year just to live there. And you know what you don't have when you retire? $120,000 a year of income coming in.
Mm-hmm.
We are going to, I don't know what's going to happen. The system's either got to reset itself or there's going to be some sort of revolution around it, because you just can't keep doing this. And it made even worse by the AI stuff right now, where everybody's job's getting replaced.
Yeah.
Which it's hilarious because it's getting replaced from the top down, not the bottom up. And people like and cushy like white collar jobs thought like, oh yeah, I'm safe. They're never gonna come for me. Actually, Bob,
no, you're the ones that I can do your job. Yeah.
Yeah, your email that you send out 3 times a day, we just automated it. Bye.
It's significantly harder to replace the people who are producing stuff.
Yeah, eventually it will come, but you have to have mass-produced robots for that thing first. And by the time we get to mass-produced robots, we're going to be in a system where it'll be like the Star Trek future, and it's just going to like once you get rid of the problem of scarcity, money doesn't matter anymore.
Once currency goes away, yeah.
Yeah, but you have to get to that point first, and to get to that point is going to be very messy. Because the people right now that are essentially doing nothing and just surviving off of the labor class that does everything else to make society function, they're going to be in for a rude awakening when they're going to have to roll up their sleeves and get in the mud and work with the rest of us.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you can't type at an office job anymore because now we've automated you with AI, well, you better get used to doing construction or
have to do something. Yep.
Working in the fields or being a plumber, doing something with your hands. Because fucking that's going to be your only options.
Or you better get good at programming AI.
Not even then. So like a lot of the programmers got laid off too, which is crazy because they're like, oh yeah, we just automated your programming. So now it's just junk code being written by more junk code, which is fucking hilarious.
Yep.
Yeah, and they're like, and in some cases, the programmers built the AI model that replaced them. They had them code it, and then they're like, "Oh, that's super great. Thanks for the tool, guys. Okay, see ya." It's like, what do you mean? Yeah, we don't need you anymore. But who's gonna maintain it? Nah,
Itself.
nah. We'll have some guy come in every once in a while to check up on it if we need to. See ya. I don't know. It's crazy. Did that unpause it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, now they know it was paused.
Yeah.
Fuck them.
It's okay.
That's right. Fuck you guys.
Stop saying that.
Why? You say what I want to.
It's rude.
I don't give a shit. Give the people what they want.
We want them to like us.
You might. It's my therapy session, dog. I don't give a shit if people like me or not.
You're not paying me enough then.
If I cared about if people like me or not, this thing wouldn't be entertaining. Like, you think Asmongold cares if people like him or not?
No, definitely not.
Yeah. You think I think
he thrives on people not liking him.
Yeah, you think it'd be half as entertaining if he did give a shit?
Not at all. Yeah, you're right. But still, don't say fuck you to our audience.
Fuck you guys. You know you love it.
Rude motherfucker.
What, if we ever do get a big audience one day, they're going to be a bunch of masochists just like I am. It doesn't matter. It'll be fine. It'll work out.
Okay.
Don't you worry, baby bird.
I'm not worried.
But yeah, with the fucking whole AI thing and all that shit too. I don't sympathize with the socialist communist people that like want that kind of change coming, but like something has to change to the system. And I think the thing that needs to change is we need to remove the roadblock from the system.
What do you mean?
So, if you ever watch on the History Channel the documentaries about like the people that like formed America and like
I don't watch
things.
the History Channel.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying if you did, bum. The people that like formed America and made a lot of things like the guy that I was watching the one time, the guy that discovered Folgers coffee and whatnot, where he just started producing his own coffee and handing it out to the miners and shit like that. You would not be able to do that shit today because of the checks and balances in place that stop you from bringing products to market without going through a whole host of things. And now I understand that safety and food safety and all that stuff is important. I'm not saying it's not. But what a lot of it ends up being is you already need so much capital to do that to begin with that you can't do it.
Yep.
You either have to sell your idea to somebody else like a la Shark Tank, where like they have enough money to get you started, or you need to have enough money to begin with to do these products. It's why the bigger companies all the time find a small guy, oh, that's a really great idea, let me buy that from you, and then they mass produce it and the guy that did it gets nothing.
Yep.
And the crony capitalist system that we have now is not the system that got America to the point where it is. It's a system that when we decided companies are people too, and that companies can donate to politicians and shit, and that companies have a voice in politics, that we started to put systems in place of, oh, well, you need all these approvals and you need to do all these things and get through all this red tape before you're allowed to do it. And, oh, what's that? You don't have $1 million to get something past the FDA and into the market? Well, too bad, so sad. Guess you better work for a company that does have $1 million to get that to market for you.
Bullshit.
Yeah, and all that stuff's infiltrated the school system too. So there's a whole bunch of schools that are directly funded by companies and use them as direct pipelines into their R&D. And there's a lot of things, and you can look this up. It's incredibly incestuous with the medical industry. There's a lot of times where they will, because the school that you do the research for owns the patent, and that school is in bed with a pharmaceutical company, there have been cures or treatments to things that have been buried and shelved because the medical companies are already making a fuck ton of money off of the treatment for it. And they're like, we're not going to cure that. There's a reason why we haven't cured any disease since I think the 60s, right? I think the 1960s was the last time we cured a disease.
Really?
Yeah. Look that one up, not Jamie.
Yeah, instead of just developing treatments.
Yeah.
There hasn't been a universally cured disease recently in the sense of a single breakthrough cure. But the last disease eradicated globally was smallpox in 1980.
1980. Okay, but still.
Yeah.
So you're telling me the technology in the 1980s was so much better than today?
Nope. Just like you said, they can't make money if it's no longer a problem for people.
Exactly. So like the all these things get shelved because of this cronyist system that shouldn't be allowed to exist. Because just like people say, communism has never been tried correctly before.
No, yeah.
Capitalism, even though it's not in the form that it should be, free market capitalism doesn't really exist anymore. But at least capitalism, wherever it's practiced, tends to be a better outcome than socialism and communism. But I'm still not for this crony capitalist. Now, am I like a libertarian and here for a complete free market capitalism? No. I feel like you need some safeguards a little bit because otherwise you do end up with things like companies dumping chemicals in the river. That's not good. We don't want to allow that to happen. But at the same time, if you have a product idea, it shouldn't take you fucking 10 years to bring it to market. Like if the burden is there, in my opinion, it should work the opposite way, where if the burden of proving a product is there to be safe and effective, or you need to make sure it's not going to hurt its market or whatnot, just like we offer small business programs for other things, we should offer entrepreneur programs where the government foots the responsibility of doing that. And in exchange for that, because they approve your product, make sure it's safe, whatever, do that, some share of your profit for the first couple of years extra goes to them. So we have more innovative profit or more innovative products coming to market, and therefore generate more revenue because what would have taken like the money to do and approve will now be footed by the government, but the government will make so much more revenue from the fact that like even if you had it like a 3% a tax extra on your income coming in from that product in the first year that you bring it to market, it would generate so much more revenue from the amount of things
what about the
coming
product
through.
What about all the products that don't make it to market for that though?
What do you mean?
How much money? Because they're still footing the bill for testing all the shit, right?
No, just making sure that it's that it's safe, which is something that they do anyway. So what I'm saying is like right now, like you might have to pay, I don't know, like 10 grand for the FDA to look at your product and make sure it's okay. Now they do that and make sure it's okay for free, and the ones that like make it through, you then generate the extra revenue from that product coming to market. And yes, there's going to be things to fail, but the success failure rate, I think, of that would balance it out.
You think so? There's a high enough success rate of stuff trying to be brought to market that would get passed through to.
I think so. Yes.
Not cut a loss. Okay.
I think we're stifling so many ideas right now that don't make it to market because of that. That if you opened up that gateway, you would get enough, and we can adjust the terms of that based off of what that rate is. So if we realize that the success fail rate is higher for the fail than the success, we just lengthen the term of which you pay that extra tax to the government. So instead of like, okay, maybe the first 5 years after you go to market, it's the first 10 years or 15 years, whatever.
Gotcha.
Because companies tend to last longer than a lot of things.
Anybody from Congress listening to this podcast?
Not yet. In the future, they might. But those guys are fucking crooked, too. I was thinking about that shit, too, the other day of, like we're just, like, thinking about how, like, oh, yeah, Congress isn't really nefarious. It's just, like, shitty people that are in there. But the thing that I was thinking about, actually, when you really think about it, so we often attribute ill will to very long-standing companies of like, you've been around for a long time, you do nefarious shit, there's a plan, there's a plot. Why do we never attribute that to our political parties that have been around for equally a long time, if not longer? I know that there's different individual members, and maybe not at your state and local government level, but the Republican and Democrat Party in their current form has existed for almost like the entire history of America. And while the people running in the parties might be different, you can't tell me that there's not party leadership handing down a grand plan for the entire time.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way that somebody's like not at the top of both organizations saying this is what the fucking long-term goal and plan is, and this is what we're moving towards.
Yep.
And when you look at like the way that the country's run and the things that are going on, you're just like, yeah, they probably planned this for a very, very long time. I don't know. I just think
nothing we can do about it.
No, I know, but it's funny that like we never like assign that kind of nefarious plotting to these political parties that have existed for so long. And I don't know why. And I guess it's because we vote them in different cycles and we're like, well, this guy's different than that guy, except they're not. Because,
it's still the same boss.
Yeah, but not only that, in order to get to that point anyway, they need funding from that party. Nobody gets to a position of power in the Democrat or Republican Party without the funding and the backing of the party. It never happens. There are exceptions, what like AOC and whatnot, where the guy coming in is so shit that you just like you're able to usurp them. But very rarely does that happen, and even in that instance, you still have money coming in from the party.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's like even in our own town, and you could look it up. I think if you wanna run as a Republican or a Democrat in the town, it will cost you $20,000 or
Really?
$25,000 to do so. Yeah, and that's at the local level. Like, imagine what they fucking charge you at, like, the state and federal level. Like, it's just insane. And nobody looks into it. Nobody gets taught about it. We just got taught, yeah, you can run anytime you want, and fucking people might vote for you, and you just gotta run an honest campaign. Yeah, except that honest campaign takes an honest lot of money. And if you're not getting it from the fucking party, you're getting it from the people donating to you. And it's like, there's rarely any grassroots donating. So you're beholden to some kind of donor because they got you there. They gave you that fucking money. Just drives me nuts, man. Like, I hate it because there's no good solution for, like, replacing the system. But it's clear that the system's falling apart.
Yep. Becoming entirely untenable.
At least we still got free speech for now. We got that going for us. Because other countries are getting a little fucked with that. You see that shit in the UK recently? So they had the guy that was arrested because he posted a picture of him with a shotgun when he was vacationing in Florida. And they,
really?
Yeah. And they sorted that whole one out. He's like, dude, I didn't have a gun in the UK. I was in Florida where it's fucking legal and I was with friends. And eventually they like realized their mistake and like let him out of jail. But they're like, don't do it again. You gotta like, remove this post and change this. And he's like, okay, thanks.
Jeez.
But they recently arrested this woman because she was assaulted by someone or whatnot, and in her text messages, I don't know if YouTube lets you say this word or not. I know retarded's okay again, but I don't think the F word is. But she called the guy an F word.
Gotcha.
I'm sure you could have figured that out, those at home. But she called this guy the F word in her private personal text to her friend. The friend didn't snitch on her, but the government came and arrested her for having that in her private text. Which means in the UK, they are monitoring your private text messages, and if you say naughty words, they will send you to jail.
That's insane.
Fucking crazy, dude. Fucking crazy.
Not even getting snitched on.
Dude, it's 1984 in fucking the UK right now.
That's insane.
Like, I listen, certain countries I won't visit because of their rules, I'm telling you right now, I will not visit the UK. I will not even have a fucking layover in the UK because they are insane. Like, just like, imagine if they tied anything back to even like this podcast, they'd be like, "You're coming with us, sir." For a while, they wanted to arrest Americans and have them extradited for the shit that they were saying on X. It's just fucking crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Like, can you imagine
That's
that?
wild.
Like, it's one thing on a public social media, like maybe, like not even like, I don't agree with it, a private one either, but like if you have a public social media account, if you have some weird laws over there, okay, maybe. But these were private, personal text messages between people, which is just crazy. Like, dude, if you're over in the UK, you better start using Signal or some other fucking encrypted messaging app, because if you're just using regular SMS, the government is reading it apparently.
That's wild.
Fucking crazy, dude. And they're doing it under their Communications Act over there, which is like, oh, well, everything has to be like, decent over the airwaves. It's like, yeah, but those are private messages.
Like,
like what the fuck, man? The world's gone mad.
Entirely.
It's okay. Franklin's going to save us. You see the Franklin memes?
Yeah, we were talking about that the other day.
Oh, my God, dude. I can't believe it. I saw one the other day where he was arresting Dora the Explorer.
Come on.
Dude, people are crazy, and AI makes it even easier to do this shit.
Yeah.
Because you could just go to AI like bots now and be like, yo, show me Franklin dressed as an ICE officer arresting this character.
Yep.
And it'll make you a video of it. I think, look it up now, but I think if you pay for a Grok, they have unlimited video and image making now.
Really?
Yeah. Which, since I pay for that, I should start taking advantage of that. Might be able to help us with the podcast for certain things.
Depends on the subscription tier. Premium getting 50 videos a day, Premium Plus getting 100 a day, and Super Grok Heavy receiving 500 a day for the AI videos.
Sweet. We can make 50 a day, dude. I'm premium. I'm not. Actually, I might be Premium Plus. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the Grok tiers are now.
You vibe programmer, you.
No, it's. Well, are we all vibe programmers now? Isn't it like the thing that coders look for? They want a vibe programmer instead of like a rigid, like, this is what I do. Because everything is now just like, instead of like having a strict like programming schedule, people are just building on top of other people's shit code. So you got to vibe program your way out of things. That's what vibe programming is. Vibe programming is just coding on top of other people's shit. Because if you're going to make your own code from scratch, I wouldn't make it the way that I've been doing the shit that I've been doing. I would have a strict like roadmap for this is how my code works. And I'd comment it for my own sanity. I'd be like, this does this, this does this. And I would lay it. I don't know why like coders are so like nondescript with their comment sections. I would literally put in my comments, this is what this does. Mm-hmm. So that like for my own sanity, if I came back later, what the fuck was I doing? Oh yeah, this is what this section does. Okay, cool. And then I could cut it out or add to it later. But like some things are just like, they'll be like, makes the star wheels move. Okay, in what way? Like, what are you talking about? What is it doing here? Meh.
Yeah.
Meh. And I see it all the time because the people I work with, the developers, when they fucking like remote in, they're like, fuck, what's going on here? How do you not know? You fuckers. You made it.
Yeah, most of them don't use comments at all.
Which is crazy to me. I just don't understand. It's like, I know I'm not one for like notes in school, but I could put headers on things. Like, what the fuck, man? Like, you could bet your sweet ass if I make a section of code that's like sufficiently long enough, I will put at the beginning of the code what the fuck it does. And I do that just because after it works, I'm like, great, this works. This is what this section of code does.
Yep. Yeah. In the project that's what I've worked on so far. Yeah. Like each you can make pages for the different. So each page gets a label, rough description. No, not an actual description, just like a label. Because I've never this shit I've been working on aren't long programs, so it's not a big deal. But I did go through in the video programs I made because that shit's confusing as hell sometimes. Each section got a header and like a full typed out comment of what everything does.
And I'll also like put notes in like, don't do this or you will break it. Because certain things you can't like you can limit on like user interfaces the values that you put in certain things, but sometimes in code itself you can't limit the value that if you're in the program backend that you can put in. But if you go outside certain parameters, it'll break the fuck out of it. And some things will stop you from doing that. Other softwares that aren't as complex will just like let you get away with it, and then you'll compile it and like break your code.
Yeah.
And I'm like, don't do this. Do not put it to this value. Why? Just don't do it. Don't touch the big red button.
No, I gotta press that button.
Yeah, I know. But how do we get on vibe coding?
Because you have Grok.
Yes. We should make some Grok videos for this channel, dude.
Hey, go for it.
Well, I can come down here to log into my Grok and we can like make that work.
Sure.
I feel like it would because we already have like the like animated thing. It might actually help with some of the things that you're trying to, especially on the short. We could try it on the shorts first.
Yeah, we could try it on shorts. It'd be harder to do for like the full long form, but
I'd be interested to see what it would do, to be honest. Be pretty
we
sick.
could absolutely try that.
Be like, take these two things, make 3D images of them, give them eyes, and then do this.
Uh-huh.
I don't know how well the video prompts work because I haven't done anything with it.
It might be tough. It might be tough to get it to recognize what I've got there as faces. I don't know if it will or not. If it does, it probably won't be too bad.
I think the only thing that AI has a struggle with right now is abstract concepts. So like if you tell it, make me a wine glass filled to the brim, it doesn't like understand what full is per se. It takes, because it'll take like an average of images and be like, oh, okay, this is full. But if you say, take the two faces in this image and then make them this, it'll know just by default because there's only two things in the image. Like those are the faces. Clearly, those are the faces.
Yeah, we'll try it. I'm curious.
Be cool. Be sick. See if it can generate us some AI music too. Dun, 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 dun.
That's not AI music. That's intermission.
I know what I'm doing.
Why, do you want an intermission?
No, but I do want my crispy ginger snap cider. Grazie.
I told you having a fridge in here was a good idea.
Dude, I don't want to fucking fly on that little tiny jet tomorrow. It's going to suck.
That is going to suck.
I at least moved up towards the front. I am now in the third seat on the solo seat row.
Where are you going this time?
For security reasons, I will not say.
Okay.
So when this comes out, I will still be there.
Okay.
Not like we have a big audience yet, but I want to get in the habit of not releasing stuff like that. You
Not
know?
doxing yourself? Yeah, I get it.
Probably for the best not to do that. People are crazy.
Fair.
And you never know when we eventually might get a crazy listener one day.
But my point was, I was how far are you going?
It's like a 2-hour flight.
Okay.
But the problem is because it's one of the jets where it's a single row of seats and then 2 seats next to it. Those jets don't get up to like cruising altitude. So you're in all the fucking turbulence and it sucks dick. Because I think those 3-row jets maybe go 20,000 feet at the most. You don't go up to the full 30,000.
Really?
Yeah, like not every jet could go to that high altitude.
Okay.
That's why like even the private jets, like people will fly like private jets, but a lot of private jets are not that comfortable because they're like what?
Or you get in the really big one for like 2 people for no reason.
Well, no, look up what the cruising altitude for private jets is. I don't think it's that high.
35 to 50,000 feet. That's
Oh,
regular.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't think it. Is that what they normally have them at?
Yeah, so the average cruising altitude for private jet.
Hmm.
Uh, Small planes can be 3,000 to 10,000 feet.
Yeah, but that's like a Cessna, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, prop planes are lower.
Yeah.
Huh. Maybe they do get up to 30,000 feet for this plane then.
Yeah. 35 to. I adjusted it to regular private planes from private jets, and yeah, still 35,000 to 50,000 feet.
All right, hold on 1 second then. Let me tell you the jet I will be flying on.
You got a private plane?
Yeah, I wish. Wish I was getting a PJ over there, dude. No PJ for me, dude.
No PJ hula hands.
Yeah, no PJ.
No
for
pajamas.
For those in the know, that's what you refer to being on a private jet, a PJ. Look up the cruising. I don't think
that's true.
Look up the cruising altitude for an RJ 145.
It's an Ethernet port.
Yeah, you wish.
37,000.
Okay, all right. So maybe it won't be that bad then.
Yeah, you're fine. Nothing to worry about.
There's nothing to worry about now. I'm in seat 3A.
Woohoo!
Towards the front of the plane. Actually, I'm like the thing there's 2 seats in front of me, and the rest of it is
what?
Look. So there's the 2 seats up there, and then the other thing is the drink service area.
Gotcha.
So like that's not first class. There's only 18 rows on this plane. It's just like, I'm like, I want to be as close to the front as humanly fucking possible. And when I checked in, like the seats had opened up, I was like, yep, I'm going there. I'm going to be in that row. No problem.
If it's only 18 rows, why do you care how close to the front you are?
Because it's the you get the least amount of turbulence at the front of the plane. So the closer you are to the front, the less turbulent it is.
Okay.
Think of like turbulence is going over speed bumps. So like, remember when you were like on the bus as a kid, and the back of the bus hit a fucking pothole,
yeah,
and the back like jumped. Same thing with turbulence. The front is like, and the back is like, ah. So like, I'm not trying to hit the pothole jump, so I'm towards the front of the plane.
Okay.
Plus, it's less noisy when you're ahead of the wings anyway, but that I care less about. It's more the whole up-down of, like, if you get hit with really bad turbulence towards the back is the worst. Okay. Which is why they tend to fly cargo planes through more turbulent air. Because they have to adjust the lanes of travel for planes. Mm-hmm. So because of that, they'll send the passenger planes through less turbulent areas and the cargo planes through more, because at the front, you don't feel shit. And they don't care about the cargo in the back.
Ah, okay.
Everything in a cargo plane is like very tightly packed anyway. I don't know if you've ever seen them like load it. Like the doors come up on the sides and they like slot shit in. Like it's crazy. But all that's packed like tightly in the back, so they don't give a fuck if it jostles up and down a little bit. That's your problem. So okay. They'll go through that, and then the military doesn't care anyway either. So like, people that like work for the military and like have traveled on like C-130s and whatnot, they say it's like the worst experience ever because like sometimes they say like the Air Force will be dicks and they'll fly through turbulent air on purpose just to fuck with the people in the back because you're getting bounced like crazy. Oh yeah,
that's fucked up.
Oh yeah, that one Green Beret that I listened to was talking about like they would just fucking hit like turbulent shit all the time. Just to see how many people they could make sick in the back of the plane. He's like, I'll just take Dramamine, and then just like he's like 2 shooters, and I'd be out on that flight.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, but you got to remember, military service people for the most part are like 18 to 24. So of course, you got some 20-year-old pilot who's like, fuck these guys. Let's go hit all the speed bumps. The rational decision making part of your brain's not developed yet.
How young? How old How old is the average or like brand new pilot? You think?
In the Air Force?
In any branch?
What do you mean? Any military branch? Or are you talking like regular pilots?
Military branch, yeah.
Oh, those pilots, the average age is probably like 19.
No, because you have to be an officer.
To be a pilot?
Yeah.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, you have to be an officer to be a pilot. Yeah.
Oh. There wouldn't have enough, there wouldn't be enough pilots then. Tell me you gotta be an officer to be a fighter pilot? That'd be crazy.
Yeah, in the military, you need to be an officer to fly as a pilot.
In the military, what about the Air Force?
It does say generally. In the Air Force, Navy, Marines, Coast Guard, requiring a bachelor's degree and commission.
Oh, well, at that point, the average age is 24 then.
Yeah.
I look that up. What's the average age of a military pilot? Yar.
Average age for U.S. pilots generally falls early to mid 40s.
You looked up planes. Military.
Ah, you're right.
Yeah. That makes sense for like regular.
All right, late 20s to mid 40s.
Younger, what a stupid fucking
for
way to say
pilots, 26 to 34.
So 34 is the average age. like 30 is the average age of a military pilot. That makes sense. I guess they make you become an officer first to lengthen your duration in the military. Because I guess they wouldn't want you enlisting for 4 years. They spent all that time training you, and then you're like, yeah, fuck you, I'm out.
Yeah. Average age of new military pilots, someone just earning their wings, typically falls early to mid 20s, around 22 to 24 for new pilots.
Yeah. Because to be an officer, you got to graduate college first.
Yep.
Oh, that's crazy. I didn't realize you had to be an officer to do that.
Yeah.
That makes them even more dickheads that they do that.
Right? That's what I was saying.
They do it, though, but that makes them even more of a fucking dickhead that they're like, oh, hey, new guy. Boom.
Uh-huh.
Has that always been the case?
Yeah.
In World War II? I feel like no.
I'm pretty sure. I don't know exactly when that came in, but...
Look it up, not Jamie.
I am.
Look it up faster.
Says yes. I'm not exactly sure what to search to make this work. And get the answer I'm looking for.
Look it up. You're required pilot.
Yes. So, yeah, it was always that way. During World War II, they temporarily allowed enlisted men to become pilots due to pilot shortages. That program ended in late 1942.
Okay. So basically, if there's not a draft, yes, you need to be an officer. If there is a draft, no, you do not need to be an officer. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, if they don't have enough pilots.
Yeah. In wartime, if war were declared, no. If war were not declared, yes.
War were declared.
Yeah. If you sign up for the military, you get a discount on this job. Oh, well, what's the downside of that? Nothing unless war were declared. What's that sound? War were declared. Yeah, that
Great
makes
show.
total sense. Yeah, because if you're drafting people already, you're not gonna be like, oh yeah, you gotta go through fucking college first. You'll be like, you think you can fly? Get the fuck over here.
Get in the simulator for a minute. All right, good. Get in there. Here's your wings. Get out there.
Yeah, the crazy people that they had during World War II. I love listening to the Fat Electrician. And fucking like all the crazy stories from like people back then.
Unsubscribe podcast.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah. The podcast with the bunch of them that they rotate people in. Yeah, it's the Unsubscribe podcast.
That's hilarious. Yeah, the one guy that does like the plane things that I always listen to shows up on there too. You just don't realize it because he's not doing all the funny voices. I don't know if you listen to this guy too or not.
I've seen him on there a couple of times.
That's what it's
or at least multiple clips of one time.
The guy is that's what it's called, habitual line crosser. That guy, fucking hilarious. Other people do that like format of like the country's talking, but he does it like the best.
Yeah,
does a bunch of like fake accents for him. Yeah, I love it. And it's funny because a lot of people are like, "Oh, he's just military propaganda." I was like, "That guy's not enlisted anymore."
Yeah.
He just like legitimately knows what he's talking about, and he knows that like nobody has a leg to stand on when it comes to us.
That's the same guy from that old ass clip. Where, hey, what are you doing? I'm moving these bags over there. Why? Does it look like I know? Have you seen that clip?
No.
If I can find that.
I don't think that's habitual line crosser, but maybe.
Search across my channel.
But that is something the military does have you do. Move these sandbags from here to over there. Why? I don't know, because. Oh, no, different guy, but I know what you're talking about. Yeah, that guy does have his own thing now.
What am I doing? I'm moving sandbags 15 feet that way. That's what I'm doing.
Why?
Does it look like I know?
Move sandbags 15 feet that way.
Why?
Does it look like I know? Yeah, it's the fucking military has you do, dude. They're like, yeah, take this and move it there. Okay, great. You guys moved it there? Now move it back. What? Are you fucking kidding me? Yeah, move it back. Part of that is just to like break you into following orders.
I don't think it recorded that. I'll have to look on that later. Oh well.
You can add it in later.
Yeah.
You need to put a marker?
And I'll see it there.
Okay. Okay. Hadouken. I don't want to go travel for 2 weeks.
Yeah, that sucks.
You know what sucks even more?
At least it's not 2 months.
You know what sucks even more? Did I tell you when the guy's coming to pick me up tomorrow?
4 a.m.
No, 5 a.m. I gotta get up at 4 a.m. to get ready, but yeah, 5 a.m. I'm getting picked up for this lovely airport adventure.
Funsies.
Oh yeah, super fun.
Where are you going again?
None of your goddamn business, that's where. You'll not trick me, Ray. I am not so easily fooled.
I'll get you next time, Gadget.
Lasai. Actually, I didn't even see like what terminal I'm going out of.
You find out if everything is there yet?
Oh no, it's not. It's not at all.
Is it gonna be? Unclear.
Very unclear. Hopefully, it shows up the middle of next week. If it does not, and this is the thing that I'm gonna hate, if it shows up on like a Friday, we'll probably have to work the weekend. But if it doesn't show up until the second week, there is a strong possibility I will have to work the week of Christmas.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's not going to be a fun conversation to be had at that point.
No.
But you know what is a fun conversation to be had, folks? Sharing the show with everyone you know. Liking, subscribing, following, hitting that notification bell. All fun things. All way more fun than work. And and you can catch us on YouTube, Rumble, and Spotify, and occasionally on the TikTokies. And that, as Porky the Pig says, that's all for now, folks.
Catch you next time.
See ya.